The first Earth Day was called an environmental teach-in. When Senator Nelson first came up with the idea for Earth Day, he was really inspired by the anti-war and civil rights movements happening in the late 60s, and especially with university students on college campuses. And he wanted to harness that energy and that electricity towards the environment. So when he first came up with Earth Day, he wanted to gather people into the streets and host an environmental teach-in where people talked about environmental issues in their communities and how it was impacting them and what they could do to take action to address those issues. Earth Day has evolved over the past 50 years in a really exciting way. It started off as just a US-based initiative, and in 1990 we went global for the first time, and now we have over 190 countries around the world acknowledge Earth Day in some way. About 1 billion people celebrate Earth Day each year. Earth Day is going to be a day of action. People getting out into the streets, participating with their community and taking action for the planet on and around Earth Day in a really meaningful way where they know what they're out there to do and they're ready to change the policy and change the status quo of how we interact with our environment. We have a new huge citizen science initiative that we're partnering with the Wilson Center and the State Department on, where people can collect data in their local environments to better understand their environmental quality, but then take it one step further and take action to address the findings that they're finding in their community about those environmental issues. We will also be having a Vote Earth campaign, where it's not just a voter registration, but a voter education campaign where people can understand how to talk to their elected officials about the environment and how do we make sure that all elected officials from school district level to national elections understand that the environmental is a priority issue for voters and that candidates need to understand that and address that in their campaigns. We also have a really great program called Foodprints for the Future, where we're talking about the connections between food and climate and our food choices and how that impacts climate change and how we can better understand our food systems and what we can do in our daily food choices to be better stewards of the planet. With Earth Day programs around the world, we do operate internationally in countries all across the globe, and so while we want to support civic action, especially on college and university campuses around the world, in some countries it's just not appropriate to suggest having a march or a rally where that is a jailable offense. So we want to give international audiences opportunities, kind of a menu of options of what they can do to act in their community, and whether that takes the form of them hosting a teach-in where they talk about their issues and how they're going to address it together, or if it is a march or a protest or a rally, or say it's a festival or a concert or some kind of community gathering that takes any shape. We're very careful to not prescribe or dictate exactly how a country or a culture or an individual acknowledges Earth Day, but we want to make sure that we give them the tools and the resources to do the best they can with the opportunities that they have in their country to make a difference in a meaningful way. As we understand our issues and how complex they are and how immediate they are in this climate crisis, that we still offer our students hope and avenues for engagement that's meaningful where they can make a difference, and then we show them these pathways and set them up for success. So if they have that successful first civic engagement, they'll continue to do so in their future as they grow older.